The main problem in corporate finance is the impact that financial leverage has on the company's investment decision. In the context of increasing global competition, investment is crucial for long-term firm growth and long-term survival, as well as for the company's productivity and economic growth. Financial leverage is the use of debt to finance assets and projects of the company.
Our study is to investigate the relationship between the financial leverage and corporate investment decision over the period of 3 years from 2014 and 2016. Our focus study is to examine the impact of financial leverage on net investment of the public listed companies in the Bursa Saham of Malaysia. Investment decision and financial leverage are correlated each other. The relationship between these two variables can either be positive or negative. Our study want to know the relationship between financial leverage and investment decision, whether positive or negative, by keeping focus 10 listed company in Bursa Saham of Malaysia. To audit and Cito, financial leverage and investment have negative relationship. This statement is supported by Awazan et al. 2005. Awazan et al. 2005 found that negative and significant strong relationship between financial leverage and investment for the low growth opportunity firm compared to high growth opportunity firm.
We move to the data selection. So we have choose the secondary data. Then we have choose the from Bursa Saham Malaysia. We choose out of 806 company, we choose only 10 company with a large market capital. So we have choose from the period of 3 years from 2014 to 2016 to be used in our research.
The primary purpose of the study is to examine the relationship between independent variable, which is financial leverage, and dependent variable, which is investment decisions. The impact of financial leverage on firm investment decision is a crucial issue in corporate finance, as the primary objective of the study is to investigate and identify the relationship between financial leverage and investment decision. We have constructed two hypotheses, which firstly, there is significant and positive relationship between financial leverage and investment. Secondly, there is negative and significant relationship between financial leverage and investment.
Okay, next, to proceed with this research, we had applied certain method for us to obtain the result from the data that been extracted earlier. Then, from the data, we had choose the quantitative research method, which comprised of correlation analysis and regression analysis, for us to know whether the hypothesis that been mentioned earlier will be approved or rejected. Okay, after we have obtained the data, all the data will need to be run through SPSS. So after we run the data through SPSS, we have obtained a certain result. Then, okay, we move for the first one is the descriptive statistic. Okay, the descriptive statistic will tell us all the basic statistic that we need to know, especially the mean. So it will mention to us about the mean, the median, the maximum value, the minimum value, the skewness and kurtosis. So here we know that the mean value that we obtain here, the mean value of leverage and investment, show the average use of debt in the capital structure and the ability of the firm to pay its obligation. Then also we know the standard deviation is used to know the deviation of the value from its mean value. Okay, now we move to the correlation analysis. This is the most important part for us to know what is the relationship between the two variables. So linear correlation between two variables then will be measured by the correlation coefficient. We know that correlation coefficient is usually being stated between +1 to -1 to know the direction between two variables. Then most of the tests being run using the SPSS, we will use the 1% significance level to know the relationship between two variables, either it is significant or insignificant. So the result that been obtained, we know that they have a negative relationship but significant. Okay, now the last thing. From the findings, we know that we run the regression analysis. So we have obtained the regression results here. So the regression result, we use the OLS, which is ordinary least square regression for the sample firm, the 10 company that been chosen. So from the OLS, we obtain the coefficient, standard error, t-statistic, and probability. So from this regression result, we know that financial leverage have a negative and significant impact on investment.
The regression result of OLS models indicates that financial leverage has a negative and significant effect on investment decision, which means that when financial leverage ratio increase, it will cause a reduction in net investment. Therefore, the results support the previous study by Haque 2014 and Sajid et al. 2016 that mentioned most of the previous empirical study have acknowledged the negative relationship between financial leverage and investment. The first hypothesis and the second hypothesis that have been used in the study are all accepted.